Madam Rides the Bus, written by Valikanan, otherwise called R. S. Krishnasamy, for Class 10, Chapter 9, in your subject English, prepared and presented by BGR. Madam Rides the Bus was written by R. S. Krishnaswamy, a pseudonym or pen name as Valikanan. Actually, this language used by R.S. Krishnaswamy is in Tamil and is translated from Tamil by K.S. Sundaram and illustrated by R.K. Lakshman. So, original the writer is R.S. Krishnaswamy. By using his pen name or pseudonym as Vallikanan, he used to write this lesson for you. For magazines, this writer used a pen name as Nayandi Bharati and Koranathan. Okay, Nayandi Bharati and Koranathan is the pen name used by the writer Vallikanan or Krishnaswamy for magazines. So, why he is using Vallikanan? Because he was born in Rajavallipuram. You can able to grasp the word Rajavallipuram. It is near Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu. And he selected Valli from the Rajavallipuram, the middle word Valli from the place Rajavallipuram, and his name is Krishnaswamy, which means Lord Krishna, otherwise called in southern India, especially in Tamil Nadu, as Kannan. Kannan means Krishna. So by adding the middle name of Rajavallipuram Valli and changed Krishna from Kannan, by adding these two words, he used his pen name as Valli Kannan and given this pen name as a writer's name in the lesson Valli Kannan. And this lesson, Madam Rides the Bus, is taken from children's short stories of Valli Kannan. That means in Tamil, Siru Kadaigal. Valli Kannan's Siru Kadaigal means short stories, children's short stories. This story is taken from that part of the book. About the author, Vallikannan is the pseudonym of R.S. Krishnaswamy. Already we get the knowledge. R.S. Krishnaswamy, a Tamil writer, he was a journalist, he was a critic and translator from Tamil Nadu, India. He was born on 12th November 1920 in Rajaballipuram near Tirunelveli, Tamil Nadu, and died at 9th November 2006 at the age of 85 in Chennai. His occupation is a Tamil writer, journalist, critic, scholar, and translator. Notable award, Sahitya Academy Award in 1978. He wrote a total of 75 books in his life. Novels, novellas, poetry collections, plays, and essay anthologies. In 1978, he was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award for Tamil for his critical work on modern Tamil poetry, Pudhi Kavidayin Thotramum Valarchiyum. That means in literature, the birth and growth of modern Tamil poetry. And he worked for magazines too, like Cinema Ulagam, Grama Uriyan, and Hanuman. He wrote under the pseudonyms Nayandi Bharati and Koranathan. His other works, Bharatidasanin Vamai Nayam in 1946, Pudu Kavidayin Thotramum Valarchiyum in 1977, Saraswati Kalam in 1986, Bharatikku Pin Tamil Urai Nadai in 1981, and Tamilil Siru Pathirikaigal in 1991. And this book, Madam Rides the Bus, comes under the children's short stories of this writer, Vallikannan. You can find the cover page of other books written by Vallikannan. Here you can find Vallikannan Kadegal. Here also you can find Vallikannan Kadegal, Beat the Death Punch, Saraswati Kalam, தமிழ் மொழிபெயர்க்கப்பட்ட 10 சிறந்த சிறுகதைகள். That means 10 best short stories translated from Tamil language to the other language, and Pudukavadiyin Thotramum Valarchiyum. For this book, he got the Sahitya Academy Award, and we are having the lesson Madam Rides the Bus. It appeared in Tamil language as Urvalam Pona Periya Manushi. Periya Manushi means madam, Urvalam means riding, Pona means riding. The madam rides the bus. Okay. In Tamil, it is Urvalam Pona Periyamanuchi. That means the madam who used to go around the area. Okay, not the bus. They're not given bus. But in English translation, they have given madam rides the bus. Central idea or theme of this lesson. The theme of the story. Through Valli in Madam Rides the Bus, Vallikannan, the writer, depicts the curious nature of the children. The story also shows that how easily children are fascinated by new things and their curiosity doesn't end without them experiencing the delights of fantasy life in their life. This article from Children's Short Story focuses on Madam Rides the Bus. In the story, the author is trying to present the world as seen from a child's perspective. The main character of the story is an 8-year-old girl, Valli Ammai, in short, Valli, who lives near a bus stop in a village. Valli develops a desire to enjoy a ride on the bus. For this purpose, she needs to reduce her expenses so that she can save enough money for the two-way fare. While on her journey, Valli does not want anybody's help and wants to feel independent. She enjoys every bit of her journey to the town, but she is careful enough not to get off the bus in the unknown localities. On her return journey, a sad accident spoils her mood, but she just keeps it to herself. Thus, she wants to explore more and wishes to go for another ride in the future. So, this is the central idea or theme of this lesson. Madam rides the bus. Now the story in a very crisp form I have given you. A main character is called Valli Ammai. In this lesson they used to call her as Valli. She is an 8-year-old girl. She is considered to be the central character of the story. She used to plan, collect information regarding the journey and saving the amount for ride on a bus and tries to explore the journey, and she was very curious to know the outside world. So this is the main character of the story, Valiamma. Second one is the bus conductor. He calls her madam. This is the man, this bus conductor who introduced her as a madam because of her maturity. And he was a jolly sort of man, that means jovial type man. He helps her, advises her in the bus, even he mimics her voice, gives her ticket and safely returns her to the bus stop of her village where she boarded in the bus, where she hired the bus at the first time. Third one, a main point in the story is the incident. The return journey from the town um, met an incident with a cow. The cow and its dead body lying on the roadside. That is the incident she able to observe in the road. And by seeing that scene, she understands the meaning of life and the death of living being in her own terms. That means child perspective terms, child way of understanding. And she never shared her journey and the bad incident with her family and matter of life and death that she understands. Whatever she learns, whatever she experienced from the journey was never shared to the family members of her family. This is a sensitive story of an 8-year-old girl. It describes her first journey, bus journey into the world outside her village. outside world is fascinating and the bus ride a mysterious journey. She wants to experience this mysterious journey alone. She finds each minute information provided by her neighbors regarding the bus journey and collected money for the bus fare. One day she goes on the bus ride alone and comes back with a new experiences. That is the main gist of the story. The Madam Rides the Bus, written by Valikanan in Tamil language. In Tamil, they call the story as short story as Urvalam Pona Periya Manichi. This story starts in your textbook at the page number 116. The first part, there was a girl named Valyamai who was called Vali for short. She was 8 years old and very curious about things. Her favorite pastime was standing in the front doorway of her house, watching what was happening in the street outside. There were no playmates of her own age on her street, and this was about all she had to do. But for Wally, standing at the front door was bit as every bit as enjoyable as any of the elaborate games other children played. Watching the street gave her many new unusual experiences. The most fascinating thing of all was the bus that traveled between her village and the nearest town. It passes through her street each hour, once going to the town and once coming back. The sight of the bus, filled each time with a new set of passengers, was a source of unending joy for Wally. Here in this picture, you can find Wally standing in front of her doorway, and she never having any playmates because of her age. We compare, she has a less number of playmates. She used to stand in front of the doorway. So from the first paragraph, what we have understand, Valli Ammai and her pastime. Valli Ammai was a girl who was known as Valli in short. She was an 8 year old. She wanted to know about new things. She had no one to play with her of her own age. So her favorite pastime was to stand in front of the door of a house. This always gave her new experiences. The bus that traveled from her street to the town fascinated her the most. Looking at the new passengers every time the bus passed gave an unending joy to Wally. Day after day, she watched the bus, and gradually a tiny wish crept into her head and grew there. She wanted to ride on that bus, even if just once. This wish becomes stronger and stronger until it was an overwhelming desire. Wally would stare wistfully at the people who got on or off the bus when it stopped at the street corner. Their faces would kindle in her longingness and dreams and hopes. If one of her friends happened to ride the bus and tried to describe the sights of the town to her, Wally would be too jealous to listen and would shout in English, "Proud, proud!" Neither she nor her friends really understood the meaning of the word, but they used it often as a slang expression of disapproval. So in this paragraph, we come to know that Wally wants to travel in the bus. Every day when Wally watched the bus, she wanted to travel in the bus. This wish becomes stronger day by day until it became a desire. She used to stare at the people while they got up and down the bus. If one of her friends went on a bus ride and described her about the bus journey, she becomes jealous of her and would shout, proud, proud. Okay. Over many days and months, Wally listened carefully to the conversations between her neighbors and people who regularly use the bus. And she also asked a few discreet questions here and there. This way, she picked up various small details about the bus journey. The town was 6 miles from a village. The fare was 30 paise one way, which is almost nothing at all. She heard one well dressed man say, but to Wali, who scarcely saw that much money from one month to the next, it seemed a fortune. The trip to the town took 45 minutes. On reaching town, if she stayed in her seat and paid another 30 paise, she could return home on the same bus. This meant that she could take the 1 o'clock afternoon bus, reach the town at 1:45 and be back home by about 2:45. On and on went her thoughts as she calculated and recalculated, planned and replanned. From the route passage, what we have understand, Wally discovers details about the bus journey. For many days and months, Wally listened to the talks of her neighbors and people who went on the bus journey. She even asked them some questions, since they were regular travelers. This way, she was able to get even the minute details about the bus journey. The fare was 30 paise for one way, and the trip to the town take 45 minutes. She kept on planning and calculating the things for a long time. Second part. Well, one fine spring day, the afternoon bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when a small voice was heard shouting, "Stop the bus! Stop the bus!" A tiny hand was raised commandingly. The bus slowed down to crawl, and the conductor, sticking his head out the door, said, "Hurry then! Tell whoever it is to come quickly." "It's me," shouted Wally. "I'm the one who has to get on." By now the bus had come to a stop, and the conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so." "Yes, I simply have to go to town," said Wally, still standing outside the bus. "And here's my money." She showed him some coins. "Okay, okay, but first you must get on the bus," said the conductor, and he stretched out a hand to help her up. "Never mind," she said. "I can get on by myself. You don't have to help me." The conductor was a jolly sort, fond of joking. "Oh, please don't be angry with me, my fine madam," he said. "Here, have a seat right up there in front. Everybody moves aside, please. Make way for madam." It was a slack time of the day, and there were only 6 or 7 passengers on the bus. They were all looking at Wally and laughing with the conductor. Wally was overcome with shyness. Avoiding everyone's eyes, she walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. "May we start now, madam?" the conductor asked, smiling. Then he blew his whistle twice, and the bus moved forward with a roar. It was a new bus. Its outside painted a gleaming white with some green stripes along the sides. Inside, the overhead bar shone like silver. Directly in front of Wally, above the windshield, there was a beautiful clock. Seats were soft and luxurious. Wally devoured everything with her eyes. But when she started to look outside, she found her view cut off by a canvas blind that covered the lower part of a window. So she stood up on the seat and peered over the blind. The bus was now going along the bank of the canal. The road was very narrow. On one side there was a canal, and beyond it palm trees, grasslands, distant mountains, and blue and blue and blue sky. On the other side was a deep ditch, and then acres and acres of green fields, green, green, green as far as the eyes could see. Oh, it was all so wonderful. Suddenly she was startled by a voice. Listen, child, said the voice. You shouldn't stand like that. Sit down. Sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. It was an elderly man who had honestly been concerned for her, but she was annoyed by his attention. There's nobody here who's a child, she said haughtily. I have paid my 30 paisa like everyone else. Conductor chimed in. Oh, sir, but this is a very grown up madam. Do you think a mere girl could pay her own fare and travel to the city all alone? Wally shot an angry glance at the conductor and said, I am not a madam. Please remember that. And you have not yet given me my ticket. The conductor punched a ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for a seat? Because I want to, she answered, standing up again. But if you stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. That's why we want you to sit down, child. I'm not a child, I tell you, she said irritably. I'm 8 years old. Of course, of course. How stupid of me. 8 years, my. The bus stopped. Some new passengers got on, and the conductor got busy for a time. Afraid of her losing her seat, Wally finally sat down. An elderly woman came and sat beside her. Are you all alone, dear? She asked Wally as the bus started again. Wally found the woman absolutely repulsive. Such big holes she had in her earlobes, and such ugly earrings in them, and she could smell the betel nut the woman was chewing, and see the betel juice was threatening to spill over her lips at any moment. Ugh, who could be sociable with such a person? Yes, I'm traveling alone, she answered curtly, and I have got a ticket too. Yes, she's on her way to town, said the conductor, with a 30 paisa ticket. Oh, why don't you mind your own business, said Wally. But she laughed all the same, and the conductor laughed too. But the old woman went on with her driver. Is it proper for such a young person to travel alone? Do you know exactly where you are going in town? What is the street? And what is the house number? You needn't bother about me. I can take care of myself, Wally said, turning her face towards the window and staring out. In the second part, Wally takes a bus and gets a first experience of traveling in the bus. Wally took the bus on a spring afternoon. There was only 67 passengers in the bus. The bus was new with soft and luxurious seats. The conductor was a jolly sort of a person and asked Wally to get seated in front of the bus. He addressed Wally as Madam. She started looking outside the bus and was attracted by the outside view. She could see the canal, the palm trees, grassland, distant mountains, and the blue sky. Till this point, we have the meaning for the part number two. Now I will read the part number three. Part number three in page number 122 you are having. It starts like this. Her first journey. What careful, painstaking, and elaborate plans she had to make for it. She had thriftily saved whatever stray coins came her way, resisting every temptation to buy peppermints, toys, balloons, and the like, and finally she had saved a total of 60 paise. How difficult it had been, particularly that day at the village fair, but she had resolutely stifled a strong desire to ride the merry-go-round even though she had the money. In this paragraph, the writer tries to express how the girl tried to save the money for her journey. It's a really a painstaking moment. She has to control her temptation to buy anything, whether it may be a toy or a peppermint or balloons or a kite, whatever it may be. These are considered to be the child's attracted items, but still she was not attracted by these things and she could control her temptation and tries to save that money for her a bus journey, which is considered to be the best temptation for her in the mind. Okay, and after she had enough money saved, her next problem was how to slip out of the house without her mother's knowledge. But she managed this without too much difficulty. Every day after lunch, her mother would nap from about 1 to 4 or so. Wally always used these hours for her excursion, as she stood looking from the doorway of the house, sometimes even ventured out into the village. Today, the same hours could be used for her first excursion outside the village. So, in this para, the writer tries to convey the audience that the saved money, she has saved the money by controlling her temptation, but still, she has started to do the planning, which time she has to select for her journey. And best way to travel the bus is afternoon because she know the schedule of her mother work. Her mother used to nap in the afternoon, so she selected the afternoon time for her planning and calculated and started her journey at that 1 o'clock bus. And she planned in that manner, and now she is in the bus and using her saving money for purchasing the ticket and traveling in the bus. In the third paragraph, we come to know that the bus rolled on now cutting across a bare landscape. Now, rushing through a tiny hamlet or passed on a wayside shop, sometimes the bus seemed on the point of gobbling up another vehicle that was coming towards them or a pedestrian crossing the road. But lo, somehow it passed on smoothly, leaving all obstacles safely behind. Trees came running towards them but then stopped as the bus reached them and simply stood there helpless for a moment by the side of the road before rushing away in the other direction. Suddenly, Wally clapped her hands with glee. A young cow, tail high in the air, was running very fast, right in the middle of the road, right in front of the bus. The bus slowed to a crawl, and the driver sounded his horn loudly again and again. But the more he honked, the more frightened the animal became, and faster it galloped, always right in front of the bus. Somehow this was very funny to Wally. She laughed and laughed until there were tears in her eyes. Her lady, haven't you laughed enough? Called the conductor. Better save some for tomorrow. At last the cow moved off the road and soon the bus came to a railroad crossing. A speck of a train could be seen in the distance, growing bigger and bigger as it drew near. Then it rushed past the crossing gate with a tremendous roar and rattle, shaking the bus. Then the bus went on and passed the train station. From there it traversed a busy, well-laid out shopping street and turning entered a wider thoroughfare. Such big, bright-looking shops, what glittering displays of clothes and other merchandise. Such big crowds. Struck dumb with wonder, Wally gaped at everything. Then the bus stopped and everyone got off except Wally. Hey, lady, said the conductor, aren't you ready to get off? This is as far as your 30 paise takes you. No, Wally said, I'm going back on the same bus. She took another 30 paise from her pocket and handed the coins to the conductor. Why, is something the matter? No, nothing's the matter. I just felt like having a bus ride, that's all. Don't you want to have a look at the sights now that you are here? All by myself? Oh, I would be much too afraid. Greatly amused by the girl's way of speaking, the conductor said, but you weren't afraid to come in the bus. Nothing to be afraid of about that, she answered. Well, then, why not go to that stall over there and have something to drink? Nothing to be afraid of about that either. Oh no, I couldn't do that. Well, then let me bring you a cold drink. No, I don't have enough money. Just give me my ticket. That's all. It will be my treat and not cost you anything. No, no, she said firmly. Please, no. The conductor shrugged and they waited until it was time for the bus to begin the return journey. Again, there weren't many passengers. So, in these paragraphs, what we come across, she used to travel in the bus and she's recalling how she collected the money and how she planned to get this wonderful journey in the bus. And again, she is connecting with the real incident now, and she able to see a cow. The cow is running towards the bus and made her laugh and clap. The cow was not moving aside despite continuous honking by the driver. Here you can able to see the picture of a Wali who is standing in front of the bus to ask the bus driver to stop the bus. And here you can find Wali is paying the money 30 paise to the conductor. And here is the picture of the cow who is running in front of the bus. Wali reaches the town. The bus reached the town after some time. Wali was on seeing the bright shops and big crowd. She stayed in the bus while the other passengers got down. The conductor asked her to get down, but she told him that she would go back in the same bus. She refused his offer of giving her a cold drink as a treat. So here you can find the conductor who tried to help Wali to know about the town, and he helped to offer a cold drink, but Wali refused. And in nearby you can find the old lady who used to talk with Wali having ugly look, and her she is describing about the earlobe and the earrings that the old lady wore. You can find the picture in this. Here is a picture of the conductor. So from these paragraphs, we come to know that how Valli reaches the town and how she used to get the first trip of her bus journey is described in the first, second, and third paragraph, third part of the lesson. Now we are moving on to the fourth part, the return journey. Won't your mother be looking for you? The conductor asked when he gave the girl her ticket. No, no one will be looking for me, she said. The bus started again. They were the same wonderful sights. Wally wasn't bored in the slightest and greeted everything with the same excitement she would felt the first time. But suddenly, she saw a young cow lying dead by the roadside, just where it had been struck by some fast-moving vehicle. Isn't that the same cow that ran in front of the bus on our trip to town? She asked the conductor. The conductor nodded, and she was overcome with sadness. What had been a lovable, beautiful creature just a little while ago, and now suddenly lost its charm and its life, and looked so horrible, so frightening as it lay there, legs spread eagle, a fixed stare in its lifeless eyes, blood all over. The bus moved on. The memory of the dead cow haunted her, dampening her enthusiasm. She no longer wanted to look out the window. She sat as glued to her seat until the bus reached her village at 3:40. She stood up and stretched herself. Then she turned to the conductor and said, "Well, sir, I hope to see you again." "Okay, madam," he answered her, smiling. "Whenever you feel like a bus ride, come and join us, and don't forget to bring your fare." She laughed and jumped down from the bus. She laughed and jumped down from the bus. Then away she went, running straight for home. When she entered her house, she found her mother awake and talking to one of Wally's aunt, the one from South Street. This aunt was a real chatterbox, never closing her mouth once she started talking. "And where have you been?" said her aunt when Wally came in. She spoke very casually, not expecting a reply. So Wali just smiled, and his mother and aunt went on with her conversation. Yes, you are right, her mother said. So many things in our midst and in the world outside. How can we possibly know about everything? And even when we do know about something, we often can't understand it completely, can we? Oh, yes, breathed Wali. What? Asked her mother. What's that you say? Oh, said Wali, I was just agreeing with what you said about things happening without our knowledge. Just a chit of a girl she is, said her aunt, and yet look how she pokes her nose into our conversation, just as though she were a grown lady. Wally smiled to herself. She didn't want them to understand her smile. But then there wasn't much chance of that, was there? Written by Valikanen. So, in this paragraph, the fourth, the last part of the lesson, we get the idea about the return journey of Wali. So, in the return journey, what we come across, Wali saw the same wonderful sight on the return journey, and she wasn't bored and greeted everything with the same excitement she felt that first time. Suddenly, she saw a young cow lying dead by the roadside. It was the same cow that was running towards the bus when she was going to town. She was filled with sadness on seeing her. The bus moved on, but the thoughts of the dead cow haunted Wali. She no longer looked outside the window when the bus reached her village. She ran straight for home. Her mother did not get to know of her secret journey. Here you can find the cow and the journey of the bus. So the bus reached 3:40 at the village and left her in the bus stop, wasn't it? And here you can find the picture of the bus and the conductor saying bye to the girl. And Bali, with enthusiastic pace, she jumped down from the bus, and with a laughing mood, she heading towards her home, straight towards her home. And after reaching her home, she able to get the conversation of the mother and her aunt from the south street. And by hearing the conversation, she feels that really nobody knows what's happening in the outside world. So this is a recapitulation of the lesson. The story is about 8-year-old girl named Valiamai. She was very curious to know about things. Her favorite pastime was to stand at the front door of a house and see what was happening in the street outside. She would watch the bus that passed every hour from her village to the nearest town, and she developed a desire to ride the bus. This became her deepest desire. Wally found out the details of the bus journey by listening carefully to the conversation between her neighbors and regular bus users. She came to know that the town was just 6 miles from her village, and the fare for the bus journey was 30 paise one way. The trip took 45 minutes per one side. And Wali planned her visit to the town. She saved 60 paise for the fare. Finally, one day, she took the 1 o'clock bus to the town. Wally was very happy to have got into the bus. On the way to town, Wally saw a cow running right in front of the bus. She clapped as the cow kept on running towards the bus despite the continuous honking by the driver. Wally did not get off the bus when it reached the town. She also declined the offer of a cold drink by the conductor. On the return journey, she saw the same cow lying dead by the roadside. This unpleasant sight made her very sad. The bus reached the village at 3:40. She ran straight for home after getting down the bus. Her mother did not come to know about her journey towards the town. The new words we come across in the lessons are here. Sensitive. Sensitive means causing people to be upset, embarrassed, or angry. Induction means the action or process of introducing someone to something. Mystery means something that is difficult or impossible to understand or explain. Curious means eager to know or learn. Elaborate means complicated. Fascinating means extremely interesting. Wistfully means longingly. Kindle here means set a light or a fire here. The feeling of the girl is kindled. Okay. Jealous here means to be hostile towards a rival or one believed to enjoy an advantage. Ditch here means a long, narrow open hole that is dug into the ground, usually at the side. Startle means to surprise someone suddenly and usually not seriously. Poke your nose means take an interest in something that does not concern you. Summary of the lesson. So, this is a sensitive story of a Tamil girl, Valliyamai or Valli, who is only 8 years old. She was curious to know about the outside world. Also, she did not have friends to play. So, she keeps standing inside the doorway of her residence and watch people in the street. This was a favorite pastime. However, she was always mesmerized by the bus journey. There traveled a bus between her village and the closest city. She started collecting information about the timings of the bus from her neighbors. The bus travels to the town near her village, which was approximately 6 miles from her village. The fare was 30 paise for one way, so Wally started saving money for the bus fare. She planned to travel in the bus afternoon when her mother was having her nap. Polly was standing on the roadside waiting for the bus. As the bus came, she told the conductor she wants to go to town. The conductor was a jovial person or jolly sort of person. He called her madam and showed her the seat. The bus was new and painted in green and white color stripes. The bus was comfortable and seats were luxurious. On her journey, she enjoyed watching mountains, green fields, and palm trees, grassland. She was experiencing it all for the first time by her own eyes. On her way to the town, she saw a young cow that came in front of the bus. While crossing the road, the driver blew the whistle and the cow crossed by. All this is very fascinating for Wali. It was like a dream come true for her. She was watching everything, but the outside landscape was her prime focus. After some time, the bus reached the final destination and all the passengers got down. The conductor asked her to get down, but she told that she was there for the bus ride. The conductor smiled, listening to her reply. Wally remained on the bus and had taken a written ticket from the conductor. The bus started, and on her way back home, she saw the same cow dead by the roadside. This made her heart cry. She thus became sad and tried to understand the meaning of life and death in her own terms. She came back home but did not share a word about the journey with her family, especially with her mother. When she comes home, her aunt asks her about her whereabouts, to which she replies that she wants to see the world outside, but never express the secret journey towards the town by bus. So, conclusion. The story illustrates the desire of a small girl and how a bad incident makes her understand the matters of life and death. She is wonderstruck at the large buildings, vehicles, and peoples, etc., but at the same time, she is sad to know about the callous attitude of the people who had witnessed a beautiful living cow turned into a ghastly, lifeless body. I hope you got some idea about this lesson. The main character, Valiamai as Vali, and her first journey towards the town, and the bus conductor who tries to call her by seeing her maturity as Madam, and this Madam as Vali who rides the bus towards the town. And in the way towards the town, she is able to grasp and observe a beautiful scenes of nature, and also she had a laugh and she had a mingle with the old lady, and she observed the old lady and her appearances, and the feeling about that old lady is expressed in this lesson. And the cow incident, it tries to run in front of the bus, And by seeing the way the behavior of the cow, the girl started to laugh and clap. And again the bus reaches the town, and she again have a return journey towards the town, towards the village by the same bus. And the conductor helps her by getting a return ticket, but the return journey makes her mood sad because the cow lost its life. And by this experience, by this sightseeing, the girl come to know what is mean by life and death in her own terms. By the child term, she understand what is mean by life and death, as well as the girl understand how the people of this village of the world helps towards the nature, or helps towards other living beings. They never give a value to the other living beings. This experience also she is collecting from the bus journey. And after reaching the home, she's not bothering, she's not never sharing the idea towards the mother as well as the aunt, and she kept this journey trip as a secret in her mind. So I hope you like this video. If you find it useful, give a like and subscribe it from your VGR. Thank you once again, all of you.